Welcome to MomTroversial, the podcast that dives headfirst into the beautiful chaos of motherhood and dishes on the stuff we wish we would have known and nobody tells you. I'm Leeah, a scrunchy nurse writing the Hot Mess Express. I'm your girl's girl, here to remind you that it's fine, we're fine, and everything's fine.
I'm Alyssa, a crunchy mom who's all about organic living. I'm organized, opinionated, and your designated wing woman in any parenting bar fight.
So today, Alyssa and I are just going to chat about Alyssa's car seat safety course that she just took, got certified in, and is finished. And she's going to teach us all of the things that she has learned that you may not have thought of before when it came to car seat safety. So, Alyssa, go ahead and just intro us into this course you took and what it entailed for you to get this car seat safety certification.
Okay, so talk about a parenting bar fight, car seats. People have got opinions, but it was really, really fun. Basically, a friend and I, we went to the police academy actually in Virginia, and the sheriff's office, along with Fairfax County Police Department, taught this course. It's a 5-day course. It's like 7:30 to 3:30 or something. So it's just during the day. Shout out to my mom for watching my kids and my mother-in-law. And so you just learn all about car seats. I mean, look at this book. Okay. Like, you're learning everything that you could possibly learn to be a child passenger safety technician. Now, you're probably like, okay, so you have every single car seat on the market memorized. No, I do not. But something that you might not know about car seats is they're anything but intuitive. And I feel like a lot of people feel like they are intuitive. And that's when you get unsafe installs and stuff, because it kind of feels like something that should be intuitive, like just make it easier for me to install my car seat for my child to keep them safe, please. But it's not really. You've got um, you've got the allowable limits of, like, you can turn your child forward facing at 22 pounds, or you can turn your child forward facing at 2 years old. But is that like the best practice, and why is there a best practice, basically, is a lot of what we learned. We learned about different seat belts, we learned about airbag placement, we learned about um just all the different ways that you could possibly install a car seat. If someone There's a lot of checkpoints. Mostly the sheriff's office or the police department puts them on. There's this misconception that you go to the fire department to get your car seat installed, and that I think was true in like the 70s or something. And so, our parents told us and their parents told them, and that's just not true anymore. Sometimes like they'll team up and do something at the fire station if the fire station has more room or something. We had to participate in a checkpoint to get certified. And so our checkpoint was in the Target parking lot, which was perfect because there were quite a few people that literally went into Target, bought a car seat, and brought it back to us, because whatever they had wasn't safe or was expired, that kind of thing. So what makes a
Let
car
me
seat
ask you,
safe?
what
Yeah.
was the most shocking thing you learned during this car seat safety training course?
Okay, I'll tell you. Lower anchors are purely for convenience. They are not any safer whatsoever. They're actually arguably less safe than the seatbelt install because lower anchors have a weight limit and seatbelts do not.
No freaking
Yeah.
way.
They exist purely for convenience and ease of install. But if you use them past the weight limit, the allowable weight limit, they are actually less safe. They are not safe.
So
So
you
yeah.
heard it here, people. We should be using seatbelts. I'm shocked. And while we've been in Korea, we use seatbelts for our car seats, but that's because we have an older Kia Sorento. It's like a 2007, so they don't have anchors in our car, so that's not even an option. But before that, before we moved here, we just used the anchors because it was easier
Mhm.
a lot of the times, depending on the car seat, to install it. But that's wild to
And the
know that
weight
the
limit
anchors are not as safe.
Yeah. The weight limit is generally 30 to 40 pounds for a kid for the lower anchors. So you're not like you were totally fine using the anchors with the age of your kids. Um, but yeah, it is just as safe if you are within the allowable weight limits. But there are weight limits and they're not safe after those weight limits.
So how do you know then if your car seat's properly installed?
So the rule is you take your non-dominant hand and you hold the car seat at the belt path. So like where you have routed either the lower anchors or the seat belt, and you move it. And if it moves less than an inch at the belt path, then it is safe. There's obviously lots of other, well, maybe not obviously. That's the whole reason I took this course, right? But there are plenty of other different requirements that kind of depend on the car seat. Like if you forward face your kid, you need to use that tether anchor. That's the thing that's in the back, like near the head of the car seat, and it flips over the seat, and there should be an anchor point where you hook that in. And that's basically for um if you get in an accident, the car seat is going to come forward some with the like forces of the crash. So specific to your forward facing child, which means your kid is getting those forces as well. So your kid is either shifting a ton forward or that tether anchor is catching them and it's absorbing some of those forces, some of those crash forces. Um, so, that has to be installed correctly. If your kid is forward facing and on some rotating car seats, you either need to use it both ways, like the even flow 360 revolve. And I think all their revolve ones. But don't quote me on that because again, I did not memorize all the car seats. You use the tether anchor in both forward and rear facing mode, which makes it so that you can literally flip it forward or rear facing no matter what. But there are, I want to say the Graco Turn to Me, you don't use it in forward and rear facing mode. You only use it in forward facing mode. So like if you had a rear facing kid in the car seat, then you wouldn't be able to just swivel it and put a forward facing kid in there. It wouldn't be properly installed. So there's things like that. There's different like reclines. The manual, really, the manual is your best friend, and not just the car seat manual, but the car manual as well. Because your car may or may not allow certain things that the car seat may or may not allow. So, for instance, not every car seat is compatible with non-removable headrests. If you can't remove the headrests in your car, a lot of forward-facing car seats don't consider that safe for the specific car seat. Every car seat is different. Every car is different. So there's crash and safety standards, but there's not like one standard that every car has to make the seat in their car that way, or every car seat manufacturer has to make their car seat a certain way. So that's why the manuals are so important to read. And if this is all overwhelming to you, there are car seat CPSC checkpoints everywhere. If you Google it, you will find them like a lot of places. I know in Fairfax County, they did them once a month minimum. Like they are everywhere. So that's really nice.
So a question that I have that I feel like other people may have. When you were taking this course, did you learn, are there specific car seats that are actually not as safe as we think? Like, are all car seats created equal when it comes to safety?
So all car seats pass the exact same safety standards. So crash testing and that kind of thing. Every single car seat on the market has passed that. Different car seats have different expiration
Okay.
dates. So you might have a car seat that's only good for 5 years
Hmm.
versus one that's good for 10 years. Um,
Hmm.
but every car seat passes the same crash test standards. So you can go and buy that Nuna car seat for $700. And arguably, it will do the same thing as the Graco one. That's 200. There are different things that people prefer in their car seats. For example, Britax, they have steel reinforcement in all their car seats. It's a steel frame, which makes them
Mm-hmm.
heavy, but arguably
Mm-hmm.
might make you feel more comfortable. As a CPTST, as a CPST, I cannot tell you it's safer. As a mom,
Okay.
Britax is coming out with a rotating car seat, and I'm getting it for number 3. So,
Okay. So I guess my next question was, are so the rotating car seats are
mhm.
considered just as safe
Yep,
as standard car
yep, they
seats
all pass the
as
same
well. Okay.
standards,
What about carrier car seats? So the car seats
like
that
bucket seats.
have the handle for
Mhm.
newborns. Yeah, did you learn anything interesting about those for little babies?
Yeah, so there are certain seats um, that have lower weight limits for like little preemies. There are seats,
Mhm,
well, all of the seats, since they have that handle, they all have their own safe way to stow the handle. Some manufacturers want you to put it forward a little bit so it kind of acts like a rebound bar. If there was a crash, it goes and it hits the back of the seat so that
mhm,
it takes a little bit of the crash forces for you. Some want it, totally back. It just depends. Again, it's a read your car seat manual type of thing, but they will tell you exactly how they want your car seat installed when driving and when not driving as well, which is another thing. If you have a bucket seat and you do not have your kid in it, don't drive around with it. Because if you get into a crash, whether or not your child is in the car seat and the car seat is in the car, you potentially need to replace that car seat. Again, it's a car seat manufacturer specific thing, and you can either check the manual, you can email them and they'll tell you. And it's a lot of times it's something insurance will cover. Um they might, give you a hard time about it, but they should cover a replacement car seat.
mhm.
Which I think you had that issue, didn't you? With one of your car seats at one point? Yeah.
Yes, mhm. Yeah,
Um,
we got in a fender bender and our car got sideswiped.
yeah.
Everyone was fine, like, the car ended up being fine, but we ended up getting new car seats. Insurance, we reported it to insurance just because we were and it was an official accident,
Yeah.
and so we reached out to USAA, and they paid for us to get new car seats.
Yeah. So if like there's a lot of like when would my car seat be in my car without my kid? But if you're pregnant and you've
Mhm,
installed the car seat, but you don't have the baby
mhm,
yet, just keep the car seat at home. Because then you're
mhm,
replacing a base and it's just less hassle. It's less money that goes on your insurance
mhm,
record, like all of those kinds of things. So it's just an easy thing. But if there was like one thing I could like preach, it's just read your car seat manual. It will tell you everything you
okay,
need to know. Everything. The other thing that it will tell you is that there are minimum forward facing and rear facing requirements that your child has to meet. They are
mhm,
height or weight requirements. Um, those are again minimum requirements. Go look up rear facing versus forward facing crash dummies on YouTube, and you will see why it is so important to rear face your kids as long as possible. Now, that being said, I'm going to tell you how hypocritical I am right now. Both of my children are forward facing before they maxed out their rear facing limits. And that is because they get car sick and they throw up. And I put it off as long as I could, but I just wasn't going to let my kids keep throwing up. That was a personal decision. Any CPST should and will respect your personal decision that you make. And they will probably also tell you what the best practice is because that's their job. And a lot of people just don't even know what the best
mhm,
practice is. But The
Mhm.
best practice is to rear face until they max out the weight limits of their seat. A lot of times that is 40 inches and 40 pounds or up to like 49 inches and 50 pounds. So if your kid is like 45 inches and 50 pounds, you would still have to flip them. Or if they were, 50 inches and 35 pounds, you would still need to flip them. It's not an and thing, it's an or thing, whichever comes first. Um, but for every subsequent child, I will rear face as long as possible. Um, but for my two oldest girls, they would throw up anytime we were in the car. Um,
Mhm.
for I mean, really driving the soul was when we kind of discovered this
Mhm.
issue. Uh, so yeah.
So, just to
Mhm.
confirm, because as just a standard mom who's not taken this course, in my head, I always thought it was age 4. That there's something magic about age 4 that you turn your kid forward facing, but that's not true. It's based off of maxing out the height and weight requirement, height and or weight requirement of the rear facing
So a
standard.
lot of kids will max it out around age 4, even like 90th percentile kids. So that's where the 4 kind of comes from. Um,
Mhm.
but you could rear face them to age 6 if you wanted, if they fit in the height and weight
Mhm.
requirements. Um, it's all
Okay,
about height
what
and weight.
about
Oh,
did
wait, I will
they
say there are some states that don't allow you to forward face until they turn 2. So check your state laws too. Go ahead, sorry.
it's good to know. Did they say anything during your program about, like, booster seats and transitioning your kid from a car seat to a booster
Mhm.
seat?
Again, it's still height and weight limits, for boosters. It's, a maturity thing as well. I'm assuming you're talking about like a high back booster with a seatbelt or a no back booster with a seatbelt? Yeah,
Mhm.
so, it's
Mhm.
a lot of a maturity thing. Can they sit up s excuse me. Can they sit up straight? Can they keep their legs down? Can they sit correctly and safely in the seat? Um, which is really hard because, like, I'm, like, thinking about when I was transitioning to that when I was a kid, like,
Mhm.
the shoulder belt was off, my feet were up, like
Yep.
so, like, I don't know.
Even as an adult, half the
Yeah,
time I'm like,
yeah.
"My feet can go on the dash, right?"
That I'm just like, I literally so
Wrong.
I bought my kids, Kiko MyFit car seats, which is, it does not have the highest harness height, but it does have the highest, height limit on the market. Uh, you can use the 5-point harness in this car seat. It's a forward facing only car seat, and you can use the 5-point harness until they are 54 inches and I think 65 pounds.
Mm.
And the harness height does go up really high because sometimes, like, you've got a long torsoed kid and they're maxing out.
Mhm.
There's one more thing you can max out. I'll get back to that. Before technically their height is maxed out. And so that's why. So it's got a really high harness height.
Mhm.
So I literally got that car seat with the express intention of my kids being harnessed as long as possible because I don't know, I wasn't ready. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, like you said, like as an adult, like arguably I still should be in a 5-point harness.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, so there is one way that your kid can max out the height limit without actually being that specific height. Um, and again, it's different for every car seat, so you have to look at it. But most of the time is if the tip of the ear is less than an inch from the top of the car seat. And that's rear facing, forward
Okay.
facing, um, whatever it happens to be. So again, those taller, longer torsoed kids can max that out without actually being the height limit. And then you would have to
Mhm.
look for a different harness car seat, a different rear facing car seat, forward facing, whatever, or move them to the booster. So you'd have to figure that out. But yeah.
And I think something that's important for parents to think about is I feel like with our generation, when you hear some of this stuff, like, although you do care about your kid's safety, you're like, but that sounds awful. That sounds miserable for my kid
Yeah.
to be in a car seat for that long or rear facing for that long. But when you think about the reality of it, like, your kid doesn't know what they don't know,
Mhm.
right? And so if they have never known sitting forward facing, then rear facing isn't that bad,
Yeah.
right? And I think something too is you worry about your kids getting bored. And don't get me wrong, as an adult, we get bored in the car too. But that doesn't mean that they hate their car seat or they hate being rear facing. And I think forward facing, same thing. I'm thinking about keeping them in the car seat or harnessed as long as possible. People are maybe thinking that that just sounds like terrible for the kid, like not comfortable. But again, they don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
And if that's all they've ever known is sitting in this car seat and being harnessed, then there's nothing wrong with that. And at the end of the day, the question comes down to a matter of safety.
Yep.
And this is something that I have thought about a lot when it comes to our kids now, especially after Declan's accident, where Declan got hit by a car, is, sometimes you are wanting to take shortcuts for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, like, are the shortcuts really worth the pain and the heartache that you may go through
Yeah.
with any type of complication or injury that could come from not doing best practice?
Yeah.
And that's just something I wanted to say to encourage any moms who, their initial response is, oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you get in an accident and your kid's safer because of it. Who freaking cares?
Hmm.
Versus you don't. And then you have your 5-year-old who's in a booster seat with a seatbelt, but they're climbing in and out of it and they're not actually sitting up straight. And then you get an accident. And now we're in the hospital
Hmm.
and we have a traumatic brain injury
Yeah.
because they slammed their head.
Your spinal cord is severed
You know,
because your head is heavier as a child.
shortcuts,
Yeah.
right? Shortcuts aren't worth it
Yeah.
in those circumstances. And you think it'll never be you. And this is coming from somebody who thought it would never be me.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
Yeah.
we had it happen. So, um, another question I have, moms who want to be super
Hmm.
safe. Is it safe to use anchors and the seatbelt for your car seats?
Mostly, no. Nuna actually allows it. I think on all of their car seats, but again, don't quote me, read your manual. But generally, no. It is an either or situation. It does not make your seat more safe. And you might be wondering why it doesn't make your seat more safe. Because manufacturers are conducting crash tests. So it does not make your seat more safe because if it is not allowed by the manufacturer, they've either conducted a crash test and it did not help, or they have not conducted a crash test. Um, so they just don't know. So again, it's just not worth the risk. They have conducted serious crash tests on
Mhm,
these car seats, with the dummies in them, all the things. Um, and they look into it. They look at the stress on the car seat, all that kind of stuff. Um,
mhm,
so they're doing the science, they're doing the experiments, they're doing the testing. Just do what they say, basically, is
mhm.
the general consensus there.
The answer.
Yeah.
Um, did you learn anything about kids sleeping in the car seats?
So when your baby is an infant, and usually in a bucket seat, which is like the infant, with the carry handle seat, um, the car seat is made for the car, simply put. It's not made for your
Mhm,
kid to sleep in. It's not good. The angle of their neck is in such a way when they sleep that it's not good for them. It's not good for their developing body. So
mhm.
I know the Duna is fun and all of those different car seats are so cool, but I will personally never ever buy one. One, because we just don't use infant seats. But the reason we don't use infant seats is we just go straight to the convertible, which they have convertible car seats that work for infants. Um, because
Mm-hmm.
the car seat is for the car. The car seat is for riding in the car, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
need to be in the car seat, and they should not be in the car seat developmentally longer than they need to. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, tempting as it is,
Okay.
go buy a baby wear. We'll do an episode on that. We love baby wearing here.
Yeah. So for moms like me who struggle being a tightwad and feel like my car seat, this isn't like real right now, people. I just want you to know, but this is a question that I have that's a valid question. Feel like my car seat is totally fine. It's never been in an accident,
Uh-huh.
but it's technically expired. Why does an expiration date exist on a car seat? And why does it matter?
So again, testing. You don't see it, but most car seats are primarily made of plastic. And the plastic sits in the 100-degree heat in the car, and then it sits in the -10-degree cold in the car, and it's expanding and contracting, and um, there's stress that gets put on the car seat because of that. So again, they do all this testing on it to see what's going on there. And they found that after that expiration date, the car seat will not perform in a crash as it's intended to. And that's why there's an expiration date. So, I mean, just think about like your
And that is
Tupperware
why,
in the car. Like, you
mm,
know,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's why there's different expiration dates on different car seats
Uh-huh.
because different car seats, for example, I'm thinking off the top of my head, like you mentioned the
Uh-huh.
Britax. I don't know if I said that right. They have
Yeah.
steel, a lot of steel in
Yeah.
their car seats versus another brand may have more plastic. So that may be the difference between a car seat having a 10-year expiration and a car seat having a 5-year
Yeah.
expiration based off of truly what it's made out of and then the testing over time because of that.
Yeah. So, like, for instance, Britax, they have expiration dates from 6 to 10 years from the date of manufacture, which is another
Okay.
thing. The car seat that you're buying may already be a year old. So look into that
Mm,
when you're buying the car seat, find the expiration date. And try and get the newer one, especially if you want it to last through multiple kids. Um,
mhm,
because you don't want to buy a car seat in 2025 that was made in 2024, and so now you actually have a 5-year instead of a 6-year expiration because it's already a year
mhm,
old. It's not any less safe because of it. If you're only using it through one kid, then yeah, you're
mhm,
probably fine. But if you want to maximize your
mhm,
dollar, if you will, um, then you
mhm.
definitely want to look through that.
Okay, here's another question. I don't know if they went over this in your car seat safety course, but is there a proper way to dispose of car seats when they've expired?
The best way to do it is to take it to Target when they're having their car seat exchange sale, because you take your expired car seat into Target or your whatever car seat, it doesn't have to be expired. You give them your
Mhm.
old car seat and they give you 20% off a new one. So that's the best way to
Let's
do
look
it.
up when their next car seat exchange sale
It's
is.
usually like October, November. I don't know if they do it multiple times a year.
Mhm. It says 9/21 through 10/4,
Okay.
so it's already passed for this year.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be next year.
Mhm. Um, yeah, so
Okay.
that's a great way to do it. Other than that, if you can just throw away your car seat, but if you do that, clip, like, cut the straps
But
and, um cut the straps and, like, the tether and everything so that no one can dumpster dive your car seat and use it.
okay, good to know.
Yeah.
And then let's see. It says on here that Target sometimes has it in
Oh,
April,
cool.
usually April, end of September. And then Walmart sometimes has
Oh,
one
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
as well. And then TerraCycle offers mail-in recycling for various baby gear.
Nice. There you go. So there's
So,
options.
yeah, so there's options for people. If you're like me, where I struggle with waste, like
Yeah.
I hate throwing away things that I don't know if I feel like it's absolutely necessary or is there a better way to do it, this, that, and the other. But there is good ways to you can recycle or you can trade them in and or if you have to throw it away you just want to you don't feel like dealing with that cutting the straps
Yeah.
like you said.
Mhm.
Okay, is there anything
Oh,
else that
wait.
you learned in this
You
program?
could also donate it to, like, your local sheriff's office or something because when I tell you they had probably 60 car seats out for us to be able to play with and install and reinstall and that kinda thing for us to
Mm,
learn with, that was so amazing. It was great. Look at
okay, good to
yeah.
know. Is there anything else that you would want listeners to know that you learned from this program that you were impressed by before we go to our controversial moment?
Um, honestly, there probably is, but I can't really think of anything right now. But it is like
Okay.
it's such a valuable tool. Just use it. Find a
Mhm.
CPST checkpoint near you and just go. If you have any questions, thoughts, like even if you're like, I need to buy a car seat and I'm not really sure. There are Facebook groups for it,
Mhm.
like car seats for the littles. They're kind of mean to be honest, but they're right. They're not wrong. They're just like they feel really strongly about it.
Mhm.
um, but yeah, that was it is something to feel strongly about. Um, because it is like a
Mhm.
huge safety thing. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, and if you were interested in learning more and becoming a CPST and you had a spare, 40 hours in your week, it was really fun. My friend and I were the only moms there. It was all law enforcement and us. Um, but
Oh, that's
it
cool.
was $95 to get certified. That's it. And we did learn so much. It was really awesome.
It's
So,
great to know.
yeah.
Thanks for sharing that with everybody. I learned so
Yay.
much today.
I had so much fun.
So we're gonna transition. We're gonna transition into the moments that make us laugh, the moments that make us cry, and the moments that make us just say, "Yep, that's mom life." And we're gonna go into the mom controversial moment. I'm gonna go ahead and kick us off today. I was sharing this a little bit earlier with Alyssa. My mom controversial moment is about Declan. I feel like I always do mom controversial moments about Declan, but that's just because he's 3 now and he's so verbal.
Yeah.
And so most of the cute moments Ella's cute just all the time in general, but the different cute moments in my day come from Declan because of his words.
Yeah.
And so this weekend, our house was struck with sickness, and my husband was sick with 102 fever, and then Ella was sick with a stomach
Uh,
bug. And yeah, it was a
oh,
doozy. And I was just over here. So far, we're gonna fingers crossed. I'm okay. I had a headache, and that was
my
it.
god, please find
I
some
was
wood.
praying, Lord, please. I was like, please don't take me down.
Uh,
Hold on. Here's
thank
someone.
you.
Please don't take me down while Travis is still sick. Please don't take me down while Travis is still sick. And Ella threw up, and the first time Ella threw up, Declan was there, and I was just like, "It's okay, girl, like, get it out." I was rubbing her back, and then I went and got stuff to clean it up, and then she threw up again right before I put them down for bed. And so we were in their bedroom, they share a room, and she threw up again, and so it was funny because I didn't react like as much. But Declan was like, "Shh, it's okay, girl. It's okay. Get it out. Get it out." And then he went and got me a towel. He said, "Here, mommy, you want to clean that up?" And then when she threw up again after she had been put down, and so I came in the room and was changing her sheets and cleaning everything up. And Declan is saying to Ella, "It's okay, Ella. Mommy's gonna clean you up. Mommy's gonna clean it up. She's gonna change your sheets. It's okay. Here, let me press Biscuit." Biscuit is Declan's stuffed animal that when you press it, it has a recording of me in it that says, "Shh, mommy's here." And so he presses it for Ella when she gets upset
So
to help
cute.
calm her down. And so I know, it was so cute. And I was just, it was just like stole my heart. I was like, "Are you 3? Are you 30? I don't understand. You're acting like you're an adult, but you literally just turned
He's
3."
such a good big brother.
Oh, it was, I know he has his moments. He goes through these phases where he's such a good big brother and he's so considerate. And then he has these moments where he's like, "Mine, mine, 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 stay away, stay away, stay away." And I'm like, it cracks me up because we're like one extreme or the other. When he's so good, he's so good. Even when he's like not good and he's being
Yeah.
possessive, it's still kind of funny. So I have to keep a straight
Oh, yeah.
face to not enable him. Like, especially if she says daddy. She says daddy a lot. And he'll be like, "No, that's my daddy." And I'm like, "Bro, it's fine. It's fine. You guys can
Leah's
share. It's
over here
okay.
like, "No,
We
that's
don't need to get
my
on your."
daddy."
Technically, I had him
Sorry, I
first.
was reading a book.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm done.
That was funny.
Oh.
I'm done too. So what's your controversial moment?
Okay, my controversial moment, we don't really know where it came from, but recently KK has been holding up things that like big things in general. She goes, are these for daddy's big man hands?" And I was like, I guess, sure. Like, what? Yeah, daddy's big man hands. Those are for his. Those are for his big man hands. I'm like, okay. It's just a weird thing.
That's so funny. Ugh, I freaking love your kids. It's also like it's so wild to me to think about like when I met you, I was thinking about this the other day. Um, KK was like the age that Ella is now because Ella's almost 18 months old. And I was just, I don't know why I was thinking about it the other day, but I was thinking about it and I was like, holy cow, versus KK is now. I know. Ugh, it makes me so sad. It makes me so sad. Ugh, I love those girls. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the unspoken sides of motherhood and joining us each and every week. If you guys enjoy our podcast, we ask that you will take a couple seconds and go ahead and thumbs up, 5-star review. If you want to leave a comment at the bottom, leave a comment at the bottom. For not just us, but any podcast you listen to, it really helps all podcasts be able to be moved up in the whole podcasting algorithm. And otherwise, until next time, you can follow us on Instagram at MomTroversial Podcast. And we will see you next time. Bye.